Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a time, in a quiet house, there lived a man who was not well. He had an unusual eye that looked like a vulture's eye, and it made the man very nervous. Every time he saw the eye, it bothered him so much that he decided to do something about it. The man lived with an older man, and they were very friendly. They shared a room, but the strange eye of the old man troubled the younger man. It kept him up at night, and he couldn't stand it any longer. He decided to get rid of the old man's eye to find some peace. For 7 nights, the younger man crept into the old man's room very quietly. He shined a small light on the old man's eye while he slept, and it bothered him a lot. But the old man never woke up because he was a very heavy sleeper. On the 8th night, the young man was feeling very nervous. He was sure that the old man could hear his heartbeat, which was getting louder and louder. He was so scared that he shined the light on the old man's eye, and the old man woke up. The old man was frightened, and he couldn't understand why the young man was behaving like this. The young man tried to calm him down, but his nervousness took over, and he ended up suffocating the old man with a heavy bed. Afterward, the young man felt victorious because he thought he had finally silenced the vulture eye. He hid the old man's body under the floorboards and was relieved that the eye could no longer bother him. However, his relief was short-lived. He started hearing a strange sound, a loud beating noise. It was the old man's heart, still beating under the floorboards. The sound grew louder and louder, and the young man became overwhelmed with guilt and fear. He thought everyone could hear it. In a fit of madness, he confessed his crime to the police, believing the noise was driving him insane. He claimed that he could hear the old man's heart beating, even though it was impossible. The police didn't find anything suspicious, but the young man was consumed by his guilt and confessed to the murder. In the end, the young man's fear and guilt led him to reveal his terrible secret, and he was taken away by the authorities. And that's the story of The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe, where the fear of a vulture-like eye and a guilty conscience drove a man to madness and confession.